is Saturday, and actually I'm pretty sure it's not actually morning anymore. I haven't even checked the time. I, as you know, am in the depths of trying to sort out my life, and I thought today I'd show you a little bit more about what I mean by that on the housekeeping front or the house management front. So I've got something really lovely to look forward to this afternoon. I'm going for afternoon tea with my friends, but this weekend I really want to get on top of some of the rooms in the house, and I thought I'd start off by showing you a realistic house tour, a tour of a realistic house on a Saturday. My husband did a bit of housework yesterday, but there's a lot more that needs doing, and in general we've got a lot of projects that are half done and need finishing up. So I'm going to take you on a little tour, and then once I've done my exciting afternoon tea project later, I will be showing you what I get done this weekend, and maybe having a bit of a chat with you about why this is a struggle for me and why it's okay if it's a struggle for you too, but also what my plan is on getting stuff sorted. I'm saying a lot still this morning, and I'm sorry, my hand's shaking. I should have put my tripod on, but I decided to record this on a whim. So there we go, you've got a shaky hand. So yeah, let's go on a tour. I'll show you the downstairs and the upstairs and the rooms that need attention, and some of the projects that we've started and not yet finished. So this is our lounge. It's at the front of the house. You see me sitting in here quite often. A lot of it, I'm going to try and not say hello, you can see me in my beautiful mirror, which I love. That just went up last week. So there's a let happiness happen, and I love it. So yeah, we've got the cabinet here, which I love. Got that for free, I think I want to say, from Facebook Marketplace. That's my husband's side table, which you can see could do with a bit of a tidy. Cables everywhere. A half-finished gallery wall, which I really want to finish up. This is the bookshelf, which is way bigger than it looks in this footage, actually. But this is kind of my side table, so I end up dumping pens, cups, name it, it's there. There's a sock that my dog bought me. A couple of things that need to be returned on the shelves. Still got our anniversary cards from last August up. I'm not going to leave them there, but I do want to keep them, so I need to figure that out. And kind of nicely organised books, but I kind of want to sort those out too. Then we've got all our DVDs at the bottom. That's my work desk here that I use in the week. Pile of random clothes. I don't even know if they're clean or dirty. And we've got a little corner here, and this pink, sorry, I'm not very good at pointing. This pink is going to be not covering this area, but we're going to do kind of a triangle up to the corner and across to the fireplace, well, to the chimney breast. But I love this little corner. The artwork and everything just works well. And I love my apple picking ladder, which is very, very old. I don't know how old, but we've had it for not that long, but it's a real vintage piece, I guess. And then this is a 50s chair that I got again from Marketplace. Somebody was giving away, or maybe it was selling. I think I might have paid a bit for it. The whole of their living room suite, which comprised of one of these that was 3-seaters and then 2 of these armchairs, and they agreed to let me have just one armchair, and I absolutely love it, although I can't actually get out of it without assistance, so I don't sit in it that much. And then we've got the chimney breast, which is, you can probably tell anyway, but a half-finished paint job, which I need to sort out, and there's a massive stain here from burning candles, so I think I'm probably going to end up painting over all of it. But I love my little collection of snake plants down here and my beautiful lampshade. And then we've got a bit of artwork above the telly, which might not stay there. But yeah, it's one of my faves. It's a picture I took myself, so I like having it there and it works for now. A bit of stuff drying on the door, and this is the view out the front. So we go through to the hallway, which again looks nice from this angle. We've done a little bit more wallpapering, but you'll see that there is so much more to do. We've got to wallpaper all of this bit, and this is a dumping ground tried to make it look beautiful many times, but it doesn't really work. So I need to sort that out. Random delivery stuff on the floor. And the room of doom. This is what we call my husband's office, which is hysterical because he doesn't work from home and doesn't need an office. But he did used to have his PlayStation in here. It's now kind of storage and shoes and cloakroom type thing. So all of the DIY stuff's in here. Our cats have their feeder in here. There's loads of stuff over there, including my husband's decks and his hi-fi system, which doesn't really use. There's some stuff that really needs to just go in the shed, to be honest. Bits and pieces that he uses for fixing his car. And also behind these coats, you can just about see, are the doors for our kitchen, which one day we might get around to changing. But I got completely for free from a guy who was replacing his kitchen and gave us all his old door fronts. So amazing. But yeah, this is the room of doom. And it's got a stair gate on it at the moment because we don't want the dogs eating the cat food. But we really want to put a door or some sort of curtain here just so that it's not the first thing you see when you come in. Talking of which, when you come in the door, this is what you see. So we've got a little gallery wall on the stairs, but they're constantly falling down. So we need to rethink that, I think. And one day I want to paint that wall. And yeah, to be honest, it needs it anyway. It's covered in dirt marks from where we touched the wall as we go up the stairs. You can almost see, can't you, like, oops, that line. It's where we put our hands on the wall as we're going up and down. And obviously we've got a collection of stuff on the stairs that's waiting to go up the stairs and has been for some time. Love this little sign. Got that off Facebook Marketplace and put the words on myself and it lights up at night. Got a little thingamajig here, but probably won't stay there. More stuff drying. This is the kitchen. It's a bit dark in here. But we've got kind of utility area over here, which is always a bit jam-packed. We need to find a better way to store the hoover and the mop and stuff. And then we've got quite a dark room, really. It's unfortunate that there's no window in here. And that's because in the past, people have put a conservatory on, which I'll show you in a second. But basically, it means that the kitchen is quite far away from any source of light. So it's not too bad. It actually looks all right on camera, but it isn't amazing. Particularly at night, it's very dingy. And we've got a really crappy ceiling light that I want to change. So like I said, we've got all the new doors to go on in here. We just need to actually do it. And we've literally had them for probably 18 months and haven't done anything. So that is a job that will probably take a bit of time off work for, actually. We also had a bit of a leak. That was from the bath. So we need to repaint the kitchen, really. But because I want to probably change the colour, we haven't done it because it seems silly to waste money on paint that we might end up replacing. So this is the conservatory. As you can see, it's got a real roof, a real ceiling, which the people that lived here before us did. And I'm so grateful for it because it means it's warm. And it doesn't get too hot in the summer either. You can see my husband's out there doing some gardening. So we have... Hello, everyone. It is Editing Anna here. I didn't realise that the portion of the video where I was showing you the conservatory didn't film for some reason. I think it must have just stopped, or I accidentally pressed the stop button on my video as I was walking around. I will try and insert some photos of the conservatory, but you do get a glimpse of it as I walk in and start talking about the ceiling. So hopefully that is enough to give you an idea of the kind of cluttered laundry drying area that we have in there. I'll obviously give you a better tour another time, but yeah, sorry about that. It wasn't intentional, just completely didn't realise until I came to edit that bit was missing. So we are starting in the bedroom. This is our bedroom. It's looking a bit dishevelled at the moment. I mean, it always does, to be honest, but we've just moved this area around to add in a new little stool for me to sit on when I'm doing my hair and stuff. And we haven't really figured it out yet. I can't believe how dead that plant looks. These ones need a bit of love, to be honest. This fiddle leaf pig hates me and does not like, doesn't want to grow, basically. I also want to sort out this area because I kind of thought it would look good when I put it up and it really doesn't. I need to figure out this wall. But this is the bedroom. Nice big window. And our lovely painting project that we did last year. This is a kind of G-plan bedhead thing. headboard that we picked up for free. One day I'm going to do a video that explains to you how I made over this whole room on £200. In fact, I think it was quite a lot less than that. I think it was like 140 or something. But that's for another time when it actually looks better. So we've got 2 more of these shelves to go up. So one of the projects, I need to sort out my corner because it's covered in crap. Matt's corner isn't too bad, but yeah, he's probably got loads of clothes and stuff down there. So we need to sort that out. Out into the landing. Bit of a tip, still got some Christmas stuff up, although I actually argued my point and said this was actually a winter display, not a Christmas one, which is why it's still there. But it looks a bit ridiculous at the moment because it's not exactly a display with all the rest of the bits and bobs that I've added to it. So we have a massive landing, which I love. Sometimes I feel like I don't really know what to do with it. I definitely want to get rid of storing the ladders here, but I need to make room somewhere else for that. And I also will be painting this at some point. We don't have the paint yet, and so it's waiting on budget. This yellow is probably the colour I'm going to go for. These drawers definitely need sorting at some stage. They kind of house all our wallpaper. No, they house our wrapping paper and cards and stuff like that, and my camera gear. Then we've got my office, which is a bit of a tip. I can't take you too far in because there's lots of confidential stuff in there. And I expect the door doesn't really open at the moment. Yep, I was right. So, bookshelf. There's a cat in here. Some of my skincare haul he's dealing with. An empty suitcase. No idea what that's doing there. Old coffee cups need dealing with. That plant needs a bit of love. I need to rearrange bits and bobs. But yes, that's my office. It doesn't get used that much because I tend to sit downstairs where it's warmer in the week. But it would be nice to use it. That's Nigel. Hey, Nige. Then we've got the bathroom, which is a good size. Looks all right at the moment, although it probably looks better on camera than it does in real life. It needs a bit of a clean. But I do this quite often because it gets very, very mildewy in here, so I have to keep on top of that. And there is a plan to paint this cabinet, which is my toy cabinet from when I was little. I'm going to be painting it dark green, and then I want to put, black tape, not just black tape, but proper LED stuff on the shower screen, so it looks like one of those posh shower screens that are all the rage at the moment. I can't remember what they're called. Kind of like a window pane style. But yep, that's the bathroom. It's not too bad. It's a little bit cluttered, but I can show you in here, and you'll realise there's lots to deal with, so that needs doing at some point. It's quite clear in this corner actually, but that's because the laundry's downstairs at the moment. Now prepare yourselves, because this is the room that seriously needs some work. This is the spare room. It was once our bedroom, but we swapped. There's some beautiful pictures from our wedding there, which I love. And here we go. Isn't it unbelievable? I'm quite embarrassed. This is all clean clothing and a random Christmas tree decoration. Don't know what that's doing there. There's loads of other stuff in here, like you can see the camping chair and artwork and a random headboard thing over there. Purifier, returns for next. An old printer that doesn't work. An old lampshade that I need to figure out if I'm going to keep. Our second Hoover. Got 2 cupboards. One of them's got the boiler in, and we use both of them for clothes. There's a little set of shelves behind there that has some bits and bobs on. Actually, I'll show you it because it's probably one of the slightly more organised areas. Oh, look, and there's a mirror in the way. But yeah, set of shelves there with loads of stuff on that I need to go over. Here's the extent. So I think this is what I'm going to be working on this weekend, primarily. This room, once all the clothes are organised and put away, will actually not be as bad as it looks. There's a couple of things that need to go up in the loft that Matt will do because I can't. I'm not tall enough to get up there. But then, yeah, it will be much, much better. The trouble is it's just going to take ages for me to do the clothes because there's so much of them, and some of them are ones that are supposed to be in the loft. I'm not really sure why they're all down here, but there we go. That is the room of doom upstairs. So yeah, we need to figure these things out. And that's what I'll be doing this weekend. And Nigel's come to make himself at home. Nigel, come on. So it is Saturday evening, and I wasn't really planning to film anything this evening, but I've just found myself in a bit of a funk in the last couple of hours, and just wanted to check in with you because obviously one of the things that I have talked a bit about on my channel is mental health, and I really want to contribute in some way to increasing awareness of the various mental health issues that people deal with. And I guess the best way to do that is to just talk about it when it's happening. So, yeah, after I saw you earlier, I had a nice shower, spent a bit of time getting ready, and went out for afternoon tea with 3 of my close girlfriends, which was lovely. I did take a tiny bit of footage before they arrived because I was the first to get there. So if I think that looks any good, I will put it in to show you where we went. But it was really nice. We were there for about 3 hours, which was really good. Just lots of chatting, catching up. But actually, I think that something I realised something that happened while we were there, or rather, I noticed while we were there, has maybe contributed to this little slump I'm having. And it's nothing major. I've just come home and had a bit of time with the dogs and with my husband, but just realised that I'm feeling really irritable and like uninterested in watching anything on telly. Or you coming to sit with me, June? Looks like I've got some doggy company, which is nice. Come on then. Come and say hi. Just feeling a little bit restless and low and rubbish. And part of that, I think, is that I've overwhelmed myself with like media input this week, because I've been doing a lot of stuff for my new business. So I set up a website this week, and I put on a promotional offer. So I set up a website this week and put on a promotional offer. I can't speak. A promotional offer to try and get a bit more custom. But it's just involved being on my phone or on my computer quite a bit. And I'm already doing that for my work and my original job anyway. And so I was just sitting in the lounge. You probably see behind me, my husband's in there watching telly, and we were watching something, but I really wasn't paying any attention to it. And I was just on my phone. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to put my phone down and go and sit in the conservatory for a bit. So I've been out here for, 45 minutes or something, just feeling a bit crap and feeling a bit nothing. And I'm sure lots of you I was going to say lots of you who struggle with mental health issues, but maybe everybody has this, just feeling really, really like uninterested and blank about everything. And I had that this morning when I was trying to think about what to film this weekend, because I hadn't really made a plan, which was silly of me, really. But I literally was sitting and I couldn't think of anything. And it wasn't like I was thinking of things and then thinking, oh no, that won't be good enough. But I literally just had a blank mind. And I think going out this afternoon was really good for me, but I'm back to feeling a bit like that this evening. And going back to what I was saying about noticing something while we were there, when my friends first joined me, we got to talking about what I've been up to this week and how the new business is going and like what I've been getting up to. And I was just talking them through what I've been doing. And these are some of my closest friends, some of my best girlfriends. And I realised that I don't feel like myself in those situations very much. Like, I was really struggling to keep the conversation going because the spotlight was on me, kind of thing. I just felt really uncomfortable, which is crazy because I feel really comfortable with these girls, generally speaking. And like, I just felt like I didn't know how to hold that conversation anymore. And I think that actually this is something that I've struggled with or noticed a lot over the years since I became depressed. Like, I try and quickly move the conversation on. Anyway, it just made me a bit sad that these are my some of my best friends, and I still feel that way. And it's nothing they've done, nothing they could ever do, I don't think. You know, they're really supportive, really interested, like biggest cheerleader type friends. They're brilliant. But yeah, it just made me feel a bit sad that I didn't feel myself, or maybe don't know who myself is anymore. Does that make sense? And later on, actually, weirdly, as we were sitting chatting later, I thought, oh, maybe I should have waited until we'd been here a bit longer to tell everybody how I've been getting on, because then I felt like I'd settled in a little bit and relaxed. And yeah, I don't know, it just felt weird and awkward for me, and I didn't enjoy that. I enjoyed my time with them, but I didn't enjoy realizing that I was feeling that way with people that I love so much. And yeah, I don't. It's weird when you've been in like quite deep depression for a while, and then you start to come out of it, which is really good, obviously. But it isn't something, or at least it hasn't been for me, something that just disappears or that just switches off. It's very much still around. It's very much still something that can kind of appear at any time. And I almost find that more difficult to cope with. Like, it's worse in a way to be fine and enjoying life and getting on well for, you know, let's say 85% of the time. And then occasionally you have an hour or two or half a day or a day, a week, a month where you just feel awful again. And you can't prepare for that in a way. Whereas when it's all day, every day, you know, this is what you're stuck with. And there are ways that you can manage that. But when it just comes out of nowhere, and I really struggle with that. I really struggle with the irrationality of it. I'm like, why do I feel like this? I've just had a lovely time with my friends. You know, I've come home to my house, which I love, my husband that I love, my dogs that I love. And I love a Saturday night on the sofa. Why do I feel so crap? And yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? It's just kind of like this, the unpredictability of it, and the, like I said, the irrationality of it, the fact that I can't explain it really bothers me. The fact that I'm struggling to verbalize how I'm feeling really bothers me, because that's not me at all. And I'm sure even maybe after I filmed this little video and spent a little bit more time like processing, sitting out here, not scrolling on my phone, I'll feel better. And actually, I just saw a video of my nephew giggling, being tickled, which just really made me smile, and that has already lifted my mood. And yeah, those little things always make a difference to me. But what I was going to say is that I'm sure I'll feel better. And sometimes I know that doing something just to jolt me out of it is what I need. So actually, that's a bit of a tip. And this particular example might not work for you, but you could probably find an equivalent if you're in a similar situation. I find that if I'm feeling a bit slumpy and a bit like or restless, or like I don't know what to do with myself, playing something like Wordle, or a game that just requires me to switch my brain into gear in a different way, I find can be a real, like a really good, I was going to say icebreaker, I don't know what I mean, but it really breaks that cycle. And I guess in the same way of maybe going out for a 10-minute walk or something, just switching my mind over and doing something with a bit of purpose, even though in the grand scheme of things it's not, you know, particularly meaningful, something like that will really have the potential to like swing me out of a slump. So that's why I decided to film this video, partly because I wanted to be real with you, because I promised that I will be, and I think that that's important, to talk about it when we're having a rubbish time, and just not always just show the really good stuff. But yeah, I think that it will probably allow me to move on with how I'm feeling and go and watch something and enjoy it, you know. So yeah, I don't know if there's much more point to what I'm saying than that, really. Just wanted to get it off my chest and say that if you sometimes feel like this when you've had a lovely day too, that's okay, and it's normal, and it's no reflection on the lovely time you've had, or the people that you love, or how good your life is, or how grateful you are for it. You know, you can be all of those things, have all of those things and still feel a bit crap. And it doesn't always make sense. In fact, quite a lot of the time it won't make sense. And yeah, just allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. Like, I could have continued to distract myself by scrolling, but I probably would have just felt worse. I would have prolonged the feeling of restlessness. And coming out here and just having a bit of time on my own, just to not do anything really. I found myself singing to myself a little bit. I don't know what that was about, but yeah, it sometimes just that little breaking the cycle is possible. So if you can think of a way or find a way, discover a way that will help you do that, then brilliant. Anyway, big love to anyone that is feeling slumpy this weekend or feeling any kind of magnitude of depression or anxiety or any other struggle. I really feel your pain, and yeah, I hope there's some solidarity to be found in knowing that other people are going through some stuff too. And you know, there's no competition here. Everybody's mental health struggles are different. Everybody's circumstances are different, and I'm certainly not saying that I have a life that leads to these feelings, in the sense that I have a wonderful life. I'm really, really blessed and grateful for that. But I do still have depression, and I do still feel depressed and low and hopeless and empty and blank and numb a lot of the time. And yeah, that's just how it is, and that's okay. But anyway, I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'm going to see how I'm doing in the morning or afternoon, depending when I get out of bed, and hopefully get on with some of those tasks that I talked about earlier, maybe sorting out the spare room or getting on with some other sort of DIY project. But yeah, I hope wherever you are when you're watching this, and whatever day it is, and however you're feeling, that this is just a useful insight, really. Cool. Right, I'll see you tomorrow. Hi, it is Sunday afternoon. I was going to say morning then, but definitely not. I had a nice lie this morning. I think I said yesterday that I was going to try and sort out some of our spare bedroom, because all of our clean clothes have been piling up on the bed, along with all our clean towels and bedding and everything else, for quite some time, and we really need to put them away. But then I remembered, well, one thing that made me think I shouldn't do that today was that I'm supposed to have got some crates to put into the wardrobe to help divide stuff up. And I had ordered them and paid for them and forgot to collect them from Dunelm. So I've just ordered some more because those had been returned and refunded to me. So in a couple of days, I'll be ready to do that. And it just felt stupid to try and do it now, because I know that I'll end up making lots of nice, neat piles, and then they'll just get ruined by the dog or a cat or me or my husband. So it just seems stupid to do that. But more importantly, I am just so tired today. I think yesterday was quite emotionally draining for me in the end. And after I chatted to you in the conservatory, I came back into here and said to my husband, can we just watch something that's familiar and easy? It might make me laugh. And so we decided to watch Afterlife again with Ricky Gervais. And I love that show. But it completely ruined me. And it's funny because we've watched it a few times now, I think, and I don't think I've ever been that upset. And it wasn't, I don't think, just about the content of the show being upsetting, although it obviously is, but I think it was about a whole bunch of other stuff just coming out, and the emotion started flowing, and I basically cried for the whole time we watched it, which was about an hour and a half. And then after he had gone to watch some football, I watched something else. And now that I'm saying that, I can't remember what, but I just tried to zone out, basically. So I'm just really tired. I think we went to bed at about 1, which isn't unusual for us at the weekend, but all of the crying, the general emotion I'd been feeling earlier, plus a social thing, which does tend to make me feel a bit tired emotionally anyway, I'm just knackered this morning. So I've decided to just do about half an hour sorting out this little corner of the lounge. So when I did the little tour yesterday, I showed you this area, and I'm going to show you it up close in a minute again, just to show you what I'm dealing with. But basically, I don't have a table on this side of the sofa, and this is where I always sit, where I'm sitting now. So when I'm having a cup of coffee, as you can see, the cup goes there. There's a can of Pepsi from last week from where I was drinking that. If I'm doing journaling or work or wrapping a present or brushing my hair, whatever I've got basically ends up in this area. And also if I'm taking something off the dogs because they've nicked a sock or something, it will end up there until I can be bothered to move it. So I ought to do this as I'm going along every day, but I don't, because that's not me. So we're going to sort it out. I've got a couple of these boxes that I now have empty-ish, ready from other places in the house that I've done decluttering. So when I did my jewellery box, this was full of jewellery before I did that. So it's now empty, and I've got another one that I can't find the lid for, but will be helpful just to kind of make things look slightly more visually calm. I think like the visual busyness of having everything out, even in this crate that I love, it just looks so messy, and I just don't want it to look like that anymore. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on fast forward because it won't be massively exciting, I don't think, but I'll show you what it is we're dealing with, and then we can do that, and I'll have a little chat with you at the end. And I think that's probably what I'm going to manage in terms of being productive today. I really am pushing myself to do this because I know I said I'd video something. I knew I said I'd film something, and I really want to stick to that because part of the YouTube channel is to keep me motivated, and that's working. So normally if there was no video to film, I would totally be curled up watching someone else on YouTube, or watching a movie or something while my husband gets ready for work tomorrow, and then sort of getting ready for dinner later. So I just would be doing not very much, which is okay, and Sundays are built for that. But I really want to start using pockets of time just to get on top of the stuff that I'm struggling to keep on top of in the week, basically. So let's get on. I will move you a bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. And yeah, let's see how I manage. I think I'm going to put a timer on. I said half an hour, didn't I? But I think realistically, I know it probably needs to be a bit longer than that. So I'm going to put a 45-minute timer on, and we'll see where we get to in that time. But don't worry, I'm going to speed you up so you don't have to watch every second of that. See you in a minute. Right, so here is a bit of a close-up of what we're dealing with here. You can see I need to empty, can you see that? You can see that I need to empty the bin. We've got my, this thing, what's that? That's my work table, that needs to get put away. There's loads of junk. I've just got loads of like journaling stuff, stationery, socks, a couple of returns. I've got Minnie Mouse ears from my trip to Disneyland last year that need to go either on sale or away in a cupboard somewhere. So yeah, just lots to get done. I'll pop you over here, and then hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Let's zoom you out. Okay, I'm going to use these boxes before I go any further because as you can see, the crate and the little thing that I use to patch little bits and bobs like earrings and stuff are completely overflowing, and I think the only way I can really sort them out in a tidy way is to start putting stuff into these boxes. Okay, just to give you a quick idea of what's in here then, we've got a hairbrush. I use that often I use my hairbrush down here quite often. I've also got a hair clip so that I can stick my hair up when it's wet. I don't really blow dry my hair, so I tend to wash it and then keep it in a towel for a bit and then brush it down here. I've got a stapler, I've got my under eye mask things that I use most days. I've got some vitamins that I'm taking, I've got a moisturiser, I've got some eye roll stuff, I've got a perfume here, I've got some I just said eye roller, didn't I? I've got some aromatherapy oil that I sometimes put on my wrist when I'm feeling a bit stressed. I've got a stack of pens, they've fallen over and look a little bit disorganised, but that's okay, I'll just sort that out. I've got some medicine, I've got my sunscreen, a lip balm, and I've got a few notepads that I use quite often, and then I've got Q-tips because I do tend to use those quite a bit for doing my makeup and stuff, which I sometimes do when I'm sitting down here. So yeah, that's kind of, oh, and some hand cream and a couple of clips for when I open a packet of crisps or something and don't want to get up to put them away straight away, which is, you know, all the time. I think that's pretty much it. I think there's a mirror in there somewhere, and my little cookie thing that I use instead of matches to light candles. So that's going to go in there, and I think we're going to, whoops, let's pop that down. We're going to put it over here. Try and show you. I'm going to put it here, and I think I'm going to have the lid on it. I've got this, which is a bag full of spares for my new diary system that I'm attempting to use and failing at, to be honest, but I'll tell you about that another time because I think it could be really useful if I could get into the habit of doing it. These are spares, so I'm going to put them down in the I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Yeah, so underneath this box, which is the other box I've just sorted into, which has got loads more stuff in it and is like random sunglasses, nail polishes, my little nail drill thing for getting gel polish off my nails. Underneath this is a more kind of permanent storage box that we've had there for ages, and I actually organised that sometime in autumn, and it's looking pretty good. One side is journals and that kind of thing, and the other side is more like candles, wax melts, that sort of stuff. So I'm going to pop these spares in there. And then the actual diary system, oh, it's a bit grubby. The actual diary system that lives in this little pouch can go in here. And I'm going to do that because then hopefully, fingers crossed, it will make me start to actually use it. And then I'm going to put the lid on. Now, the one thing that I've not really given myself here is a space to put my cup down. Ooh, let's do this properly. Maybe if I had it that way. No, it's still not going to be wide enough, is it? If I have it that way around, it definitely looks nicer. And actually, if I turn this, then you won't be able to see into the box from above, which makes it look neater. Maybe I should do that. I'm going to put these tissues away as well because I don't really need them at the moment. I can go in the one underneath. So that definitely looks neater. And then I could move this beautiful vase, which my mum made. Let me just give it a bit of a wipe because it's a bit dusty. And I'll show you it because it's so pretty. Definitely needs a good dust. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. So my mum is a very talented potter, and she very kindly, I think she gave me this. Sometimes I buy stuff from her, but mostly she gives me things. It's light reflecting off it, but you can just see there's like this beautiful petrol effect, and the lip is this really, really lovely kind of almost squashed. I don't know how to say that artistically. But anyway, it's beautiful. I love it, and it's never really. I don't have it anywhere that's particularly on show, which I should because it's so pretty. So I think if I put that here, for now at least, while I sort out the rest of these shelves, that's another one of her pots, which, as you can see, looks quite different. You can only just see a bit of it, can't you? And then I've got this, which after looking in it, I realised was actually mostly full of things that I didn't want to lose, which actually isn't a bad use for it. So I've got things like that teeny tiny, can you see that? Teeny tiny thing that you use to get into your phone when you need to take the SIM card out. I've got a couple of small clips for my hair, a bit of small change, which isn't so much an issue. I thought that was a bit of jewellery then, but it's not. It's just a, keyring thingy. A couple of perfume testers, some earrings, my smartwatch, which I really need to start wearing, the lens cap, or my spare lens cap for my camera, which I have upstairs. I probably should just move that, to be honest. But it's obviously a little collection of stuff that I don't want to lose, which is why I've put it in here, because it's kind of like a small place for small things, and I'm okay with that because it is kind of below the line, so you can't really see what's in there unless you're standing above it. So I'm all right with that being there for now. It's a convenient place for it to be, and yeah, small change and stuff. It's useful to have that in the lounge, ready for when I need to put something away. So I kind of feel better about that. I need to have a hoover, and there's now loads of stuff that I've moved that needs to go away. So I've got all of this stuff over here on the sofa, as you can see. We've got stuff that needs to go into my skincare and makeup collection. I've got hair stuff, and there's a load of post that needs to go into my office and be filed properly. The Mickey Mouse stuff, the returns, the recycling, the random odd socks the dogs have bought me, they all need to go to their respective places. Then once I've done that, I think I'll be happy with this for now. I never wanted it to be perfect, I just wanted it to look nicer. And I think I'm going to use this bit here for putting my drink down. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. I might even put a coaster there to kind of designate it as the spot. And okay, there is more I could do to this, but yeah, I feel like, I don't even know whether that was 45 minutes in the end, but I'm okay with where I've got to today. It definitely feels better. And by the time I've put everything away and found homes for the stuff that doesn't live here, I'll probably be up to 45 minutes. So I'll give it a bit of a clean up and move everything out of the way, and then I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Right, so I'm sat down in my nice tidied up area. I'm feeling a little bit warm after the hoovering. I think I did a bit more than you could see on the screen. But yeah, I don't know about you, just getting those little things sorted makes so much difference to my mood. It makes me feel like I've achieved something. And I think in this process of like sorting my life out, so much of it is just about proving to myself that I can do the stuff I've set out to do. So even when it's a small thing like having a shower, or not buying something today, or drinking more water, getting a tiny bit of tidying up done on a Sunday afternoon, all of those things are building my confidence that I can achieve the stuff I want to achieve. And that is that's a great thing for me. I think it's fairly well known to be a good way of boosting your self-esteem and increasing your kind of momentum to get bigger stuff done. And I'm going to take that slowly. I'm not sitting here with big kind of ambitions. I just want to take stuff as it comes, get a little bit done every now and then, and feel better about my ability to do these things and feel better about my efforts. It helps me to stop feeling like a failure. It helps me to stop feeling like I'm being lazy when I'm actually dealing with a whole bunch of stuff in the background, including running 2 businesses and mental health struggles, etc., etc. So yeah, that has made me feel a whole lot better. It wasn't what I planned to do today, but I'm okay with that. I hope you didn't mind that this video is a little bit different to the other ones I've been doing. I'm still kind of trying to figure out what people want to see, but also just trying to be realistic with you about what my weeks look like, and what sorting my life out means to me, because I think it's probably different for everybody. I'm coming out of quite a slump of not really ever getting anything done. Well, that's how I feel about it. I'm sure that's not really true, but that's definitely how I've been feeling. And so it feels nice to be being motivated and actually doing the stuff even on days where I feel like I do today. The audio today might have been a bit weird or a bit different. That's just because I'm trying out this new, probably just made a massive noise there, haven't I? I'm trying out this new clip-on mic, which is so much bigger than I was expecting it to be when I bought it. So it looks a bit hilarious. I'm not sure it's really going to work out for me, but for now it's what I've got. So I hope it hasn't been too distracting, and hopefully I'll get used to using it in the next few videos. So I'll see you when I see you. Hopefully I'll be back on Wednesday this week with a new video. I'm not sure what that will be yet, but come back and come back and find out. And please do subscribe if you haven't already. Give the video a like if you've liked it. It just helps the channel. It's the easiest way for you to support me if that's what you want to do. So I will see you when I see you. Have a great few days, and take care of yourselves.